Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. You've seen, of course, the videos earlier today of the Preston Smith trade and, of course, the Mike Williams trade as well. Steelers did a good job in adding more pieces to their defense, adding more, because the edge rushers kind of been a little lacking with the injuries that happened to Herbig and Marvin Leal and stuff, so add more depth in that spot, and also adding Mike Williams to add more depth to your receiver core as well. So today's news and videos discussing that, and also discussing some injuries as well. Let's start off first with, of course, the trade stuff. Mike Williams, like I mentioned in the video earlier today, big time receiver on the outside. I know he has some injury history, but overall he's a good receiver. He can play big ball down the field, and the way the Steelers offense is kind of set up, it helped him a lot. I'm gonna run the ball with Najee Harris or Jalen Warren. I'm gonna use play action pass like that. You don't got opportunities down the field. Russell Wilson throwing that beautiful rainbow ball he throws to Mike Williams, to George Pickens. We're going to see a lot of that happening, a lot of action where he can kind of get in space and get some separation. And we're probably going to start seeing teams play a little differently, especially if you start staying consistent and making those plays down the field. And now with Calvin Austin, you can kind of move him to the slot sometimes, move to the outside. You can kind of mix him around a little bit too as well. Then Jefferson, same thing. So we start mixing those guys around and creating different schemes for our offense and different production from different sides of the ball like that. You might see more production from Van Jefferson in the slot. You never know. So we'll probably see them get out there and get acclimated a little bit more and see Arthur Smith kind of mix it up and stuff for our offense, and hopefully they can go out there and keep balling out. Right now we're averaging 23 points per game, which is good. Like I mentioned last year, if I think our team only averaged 16 points per game last year, which is crazy, and we still won 10 games. Last year, the team at least averaged about 19, 20 points. We would probably won 12 games last year. That's how good the defense was playing, even with the injuries. The defense only allowed 18 points last year with all the injuries that they had. We had a lot of injuries, especially in the secondary. People was jumping like flies. Nick Fitzpatrick was injured. KZ, I think this one had Kendall Neal still. I think he was still there. He was injured. We seen different individuals just getting injured and left or right, and we still was able to only allow 18 points per game. So this year, we've seen our offense actually score the points they're supposed to score, 23 a game, and you see us sitting at 6-2. So if you can go out there and stay at this level, 23 points per game or higher, the way the defense is playing and playing like fast and strong and keeping teams and home teams down, especially in stopping the run and making them one-dimensional. So when the Steelers can go out there and stop the run and make you one-dimensional, that's their strong suit. The Steelers are strong when they're rushing their pass rushers in, but you can run the ball on them and kind of like prevent them from doing all that too as well. But the Steelers been doing a good job overall. Atlanta last against the Giants, against the Colts, they kind of had some mishaps in stopping the run. But overall, they're doing a good job at stopping the run and making teams one-dimensional so that they can drop back and you can get your guys out there. You can send your dogs in, your three-headed monster. You can send TJ Watt in. You can send in Alex Highsmith. You can send in Herbig. Four-headed monster, you count Cam Hayward as well. But now you got Preston Smith added. That'll be a nice piece you can add in as well. Maybe a five-headed monster. Add him in that mix. Count him Benton, six-headed monster. He's very good too as well. So you have those guys you can just send in. Patrick Queen been playing better and better the past few weeks. He started off a little shaky, so we're kind of seeing more and more. But the trade to get Preston Smith does help out a lot. Marvin Leal, like I mentioned earlier in this video, been dealing with some injuries. Herbig's dealing with some injuries as well. He might be back this week. We'll have to wait and see what happens. That's kind of another thing I want to talk about too, the injuries. You look at, of course, look at, like, I think Zach Frazier should be back this week. He's been practicing the past few days. Justin Fields been practicing as well. He's probably not going to play, of course, but they keep him out there just in case, because he did help us get the 4-2 to start the season off, and his ability in the red zone is very good as well because he can use his legs. And one thing about Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, the difference, Russell Wilson is a better thrower of the football, of course. Justin Fields in the red zone give you that dynamic piece of like his legs. We've seen the touchdowns he scored this season for us. He got 10 touchdowns so far to just 2 turnovers. Russell Wilson doing a good job as well. So having those two quarterbacks have been helping out a lot. And I think Justin Fields kind of sitting now, like he played and had some success. Had some failures too, of course, but some success mostly because winning 4 games, only losing 2. And then now you get to sit behind a veteran, a future Hall of Famer, Russell Wilson. So it kind of helps you a lot in the long run for like next season if he does become like the franchise guy starter, or they wait till the year after, depending on what happens after this season. But I think, the offense did get a little better with Michael Williams added. The defense got a little better with Preston Smith added. We get Zach Frazier back too as well. Herbig, they say he might be able to play against the Commanders. They say he's kind of gearing up and trying to prepare for that. But if not so, he's definitely back next week. The week after next, we play the Ravens. He's going to be back. That'll be a big-time game. Steelers and Ravens going at it. That right there going to be a game because, division is always big time, especially with the two teams have the same amount of wins. Right now, we 6-2. Play Commanders this week. Hopefully, we can defeat them and be 7-2. The Ravens most likely going to win their game as well. So we both teams going to be kind of going at it, and we're going to see who wants to come out on top for the game right there. So it's going to be very interesting to see if the Steelers can find a way to win this game against the Commanders, of course, and then win next week against the Ravens. You get yourself a good little boost, because you'll be 7-2, then you'll be 8-2. Ravens will drop down to what, 7-4 if they do win this week. Like that. So that's right there, can give you a good grip on the division, a little bit, not a full grip, but kind of a little comfort on the division. So we have to wait and see what we do. But I'm very pumped up and excited to see what this team looks like. The defense with Preston Smith added to the roster, and the offense with Mike Williams added to the roster, how they're going to use him and kind of put him in different spots and stuff out there. We're going to see our team just go out there and make some plays. So I'll probably have a video coming out tomorrow about some news as well, keeping you guys updated on some of the injuries and some of the reports as well. And then I'm definitely going to have my probably do a live game preview of the game versus the Commanders, talking about the positives and negatives of this game, this matchup, and what I think we need to do to win this game. So be on the lookout for all that this week. And also on Sunday as well, when the game is happening, after the game, post-game show on my channel, I'll probably do a live watch party too, so be on the lookout for that as well. But got some good things coming. But today was a good day for the Steelers, going out there, adding those pieces and addressing those needs. One thing I love about Omar Khan, Mr. Khan, the Khan man, he goes out there and addresses the needs directly, instead of waiting. Kevin Colbert, his whole overall career as the GM was very good. He did a good thing, drafting all the people he drafted, the Hall of Famers he drafted and brought and signed and stuff. But his last few years, he kind of got a little bad, a little shaky a little bit. And then he kind of addressed a lot of needs, the offensive line, the receiving room, and all the things, the cornerbacks as well. But Omar Khan has done that in the draft, drafting pieces like that, drafted Brother Jones. And one year, then drafted Trevor Tanu, Zach Frazier, and then he went out there and added JPJ when we needed him, Dante Jackson to trade for him. Bringing in, of course, keeping Dwayne KZ around, bringing in Deshaun Elliott, Patrick Queen, drafting Peyton Wilson, adding those depth pieces to spots that we needed to be filled. And we're doing a good job of doing that, and we're going to see our team to stay successful and keep building up with the young core we got and the depth we have as well, and with the superstar power and the playmakers we have, try to make a big time run. I'm not going to say it yet, like I mentioned many times. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say we're Super Bowl ready. Our defense is Super Bowl ready. Offense, I'm starting to see a little bit more. Like I mentioned, the first half, they start off shaky sometimes. And then the second half, they kind of go crazy. You get some of the best teams, you can't start off shaky and have mishaps. Like the Giants game, you could have had probably 21 points in that first half, but you had a lot of mishaps, a lot of miscues, penalties, things that happen, mistakes that you have out there kind of hurt the team a little bit. So it's still to find a way to focus and create some red zone efficiency. High red zone efficiency where they go out there and put touchdowns on the board and not do those in the first half, they'd be very good. So we have to wait and see what happens, but it's all I have for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.